Awesome. So I want to invite you to go on a journey with me. Okay? So just imagine it's morning, it's early, you're in your bed. You've already hit the snooze 3 times. All you really want to do is pull the covers back over your head. Because you know what your to-do list looks like for today, and you are not happy about it. The thought of it just, ugh. You think to yourself, I can't believe this is my life. How the fuck did I get here? I'm Mary Vernal, and I'm the founder of Light Guided Coaching. And it's my life passion to help you stop living the sucky parts of your life and turn them into joy-filled ones. I spent a lot of years being unhappy. You wouldn't have known that, though. I was raised as a country club kid. I always bristled at the fact that they could tell me what I had to wear to go there. Somehow that just didn't seem right for me. I married my high school sweetheart. We ran 2 successful businesses. We waited a while to have kids. We were having some fun. And then we were blessed with 2 beautiful children. We had the nice house. Everybody was healthy. It looked really, really good on the outside. But you know what? Slowly over time, it was killing me. And I felt really unhappy and dead inside. And I thought, oh my God, what's wrong with me? I have everything society says you should strive for. Right? The 2.5 kids, the dog, the car, the house, right? It was all there. But I was miserable. I was the maid. I was the cook. The kids were signed up for after-school activities. I thought, okay, as I'm driving the mom taxi, maybe this will be time we can connect as they're on their phones. What's wrong with me? Why can't I be happy? There must be something wrong with me. So I started on a journey to try to figure out what it was. How did I have to change and contort myself to be able to make this work? Right? You get married till death do you part. That's what I was raised with. That's what I was told. It's really good when you only live to 40. We live a lot longer these days, don't we? A little harder to do when you're so miserable. It took me a long time of trying to figure out things on my own. It's not for lack of trying. I read books, I went to therapy, I did a lot of things. Had a lot of healing crises along the way. Try to wake me up. And finally, I found life coaching. And I was able to deal with all the mind fuck that tells us, be a good girl, don't make a scene, be quiet. It's okay, it's not that bad, you can do this. Until I couldn't anymore. And the best thing I did for me, after much soul searching and work, was to leave my marriage. Now, guys and partners in the audience, I'm not saying I'm going to work with your partners and they're going to come and divorce you. It's not what I'm saying at all. So don't worry. But I am going to help them live a more joy-filled life and live a more authentic life where they realize that, gee, when did going and getting a mani-pedi stop being something that I do for pleasure and something I need to do for maintenance to have my friends not talk about me? When can I stop putting my kids in all these programs to make sure they have the best advantage going forward, even though they're stressed out and can't even eat their dinner because they don't have time? But everybody else is doing it, so it must be what I have to do, right? Even though it's making us all sick. You don't need to do it. Here's the thing that most people don't understand, and I didn't for a long time, right? Because I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do this, I have to do that. Guess what? You don't. I promise you, you don't. Your mind's going to tell you you do, but you don't. You have a right and an opportunity to fill up your life with things that matter to you and that bring you joy. And you know what's more important? You actually need to do that. Because if you're concerned about taking care of your family, you can't do it when you have nothing to give. The best thing you can do for your family and this world is to take excellent care of yourself. And part of that is looking at your life and deciding what's not working for you. This has helped me so much that I now do this for a living, and I help people figure out where their lives need to be tweaked, where they're compromising, where they're having to do things instead of getting to do things. I have a client that I worked with a while ago, and we'll call her Stacy. She came to me because she thought she was unhappy with her job. She'd been there for a long time. She was kind of bored. She felt like maybe she wanted to start her own business, and she was just really frustrated. And so we worked together, and I taught her some of my magic sauce of how to understand things, and gave her some homework. And after a couple sessions, she came back to me and she said, you know, since I started working with you, things are kind of different. I realized that I'm able to communicate better with my husband. And we're actually, you know, a lot closer and understand each other better. Now, for me, coming from a marriage where sex was like, where'd you go? This was awesome, right? She was able to set boundaries with people that she didn't think she ever could before without there being World War III. It actually went okay. She could tell people what she wanted, and they were like, oh, okay, I didn't know that. No big deal. The most exciting thing about working with that client, though, was when she came to me and she said, I can't believe it. I thought it was about the job. You know what it's really missing in my life, what I really long for, is to have another baby. She had no idea. She had buried it down because of, can we afford it? What's going to happen if I have to leave my job? What's it going to look like? What about my other child? What are people going to think? Am I too old? All these excuses in her head. And when she really went through my process and got in touch with herself, that just lit her up. That was her truth. And you know what? Her husband's all on board for trying. So I don't want you to have to go through the years and years that I did. There is a better way and a quicker way and a more authentic way. Do I know what you're supposed to do with your life? No. Only you know that. But I can help you find out what that is. If that's something that interests you, go to my website at maryvernal.com. There's a button there that says, are we a fit? And click it for a 15-minute chat, and let's find out. Let's talk about it. Let's communicate. Because here's my biggest joy and wish for you, is that when you wake up in the morning, you throw those covers off, you jump out of bed, and you say, I can't believe this is my life. Let's go. Thank you.